Hi, I'm Karen Rice and welcome to my watercolour YouTube channel. I'm going to be painting a fun, exciting abstract tutorial using lots of different techniques. I'll be painting with a plastic card, I'll be spritzing and spattering and having lots of fun. And I hope this tutorial will inspire you to loosen up your watercolour painting and try this more abstract way of painting in watercolour. For a full list of all the materials I'm going to be using in this tutorial and Amazon and Jackson's Art Supplies link, please see the description below. And here it is here, and a link for this can be found in the description below. Here is a full list of all the colours that I'm going to be using in this tutorial and some alternatives. You can find the branding of these colours in the description below. So, shall we get started? So I'm painting the sky first, wet in wet, using cobalt blue, cerulean and a tiny touch of Naples yellow on the horizon. For those of you that would like access to downloadable drawing sketches, why not think about joining my Patreon membership? Just click the link in the top right hand corner and it will give you more details. Once you finish your sky, letting it dry off a little bit, I'm just painting the water using cerulean and a touch of the cobalt blue and lots of water to soften, to create some lovely light areas in the water. I'm using my size 4 brush, painting the distant headland here using a little bit of cobalt blue and Paynes grey, and I'm using a little bit of the cobalt blue with a tiny touch of pink here and a tiny touch of Paynes grey, wet on dry, just to give a little bit of detail to these distant mountains. I've diluted my brush and I'm just softening underneath, blending and softening so you don't get a hard edge, because I'll be painting on top of these later. I'm using this same colour here and painting the distant mountains on the right hand side as well. Nice soft cool colours, and then just softening and blending underneath. I will continue painting these very soft sort of colours, and as I get nearer to the foreground or to the middle distance, I'll create some stronger tones, and it really creates a lot of depth in the painting, which can be so effective. As you saw there, I worked on the left hand side as well using green Apatite Genuine, a little bit of the Quinacridone Rust, but you could use sap green and burnt sienna. Again, the alternative colours are at the beginning there and in the description below. I'm using Quinacridone Gold here, Permanent Yellow and Quinacridone Rust. Again, you could use yellow, a bit of raw sienna and some burnt sienna, and I'm just painting this all wet in the foreground where the colours are warmer. There's some brighter greens here, so I'm using some of that green Apatite Genuine. You could use sap green. I'm using a size 10 brush. I just want to vary the light colours here, you know, sort of adding a little bit more yellow here, making sure I've got plenty of light colours because I'm going to be painting some really dark juicy colours in a minute. So I want to make sure I'm, you know, working light to dark and getting these colours on. And I put a sort of a mid-tone green here, and it's mainly the green Apatite Genuine on its own with a touch of Quinacridone Gold. Once you've got all your light and mid-tones on, sprinkle your foreground with some sea salt or table salt and let it dry naturally. Once your painting has dried, you can brush off your salt with some kitchen towel and look at that lovely texture it's created. It's absorbed the paint and created those lighter areas. I've actually put a mixture of some blues and browns and greens on here. I've wet the left-hand side. I'm using a plastic card cut up. You could use a palette knife as well. And I'm painting this sort of damp into wet to get some lovely marks with the plastic card. And it's quite nice. The paint is very creamy. It's straight from the tube. It's so effective. Already the landscape's coming alive with all these darks and lights, and I'm using sort of the, you know, some of the greens, some of the browns here, and really trying to, you know, use the card. I've actually got a smaller bit of card there to really try and draw or paint that shape. And as I'm getting some more creamy paint and painting it damp into damp in this foreground here, as you saw the photograph, there's some beautiful darks there, and I'm painting this on. Some of it's quite wet as well on the surface of my painting. It's quite nice to get sort of varying sort of wetness on the papers. You get some different effects as well. Don't be afraid of the dark. What I'm doing now is I'm giving the sort of foreground a little spray with my Spritzer bottle just to sort of lighten up the colours a little bit and get them to blend a little bit, and also to create some sort of magical textures. I like this because you get some lots of happy accidents and different sort of tonal values and gets the colours blending together, and it's really nice. Just make sure you mop up all your mess afterwards. I'm doing the same thing now to the distance. I've wet these distant mountains here, and I'm using the card, a little bit of Prussian blue, a touch of the Quinacridone Rust, and sort of painting this, or using the card to apply the paint. And I just want to bring this right hand hill just forward a little bit, a fraction. The paint's quite damp in the foreground, and I'm just lifting off some lights with my plastic card to create lights and textures. I'm just giving the foreground a spatter. Just make sure that you protect your sky and lighter areas. You don't want any yellow blobs on there, and I've spattered that damp into damp. I'm just painting a little bit of details and marks in the water using my size 4 brush, using a little bit of the Cobalt blue and some of the Paynes grey, quite a sort of pale tone so it doesn't come forward too much. I thought I'd finish off with a little spatter in the foreground using some white gouache just to really give it a little bit of a sparkle. I did have a little mark in the sky, so I'm just going to put a few little birds up there using my size 2 brush, wet on dry, and just creating little V's really, which can be be very effective to do and add a little bit of movement and life in your painting. I think I'll leave my painting there for now. I've removed the framing tape and I'm really pleased with this painting, with this sort of more traditional sort of painting in the background, and then this sort of card painting and spraying in the foreground, mixing it up a little bit to get this sort of semi-abstract painting. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you'd like to watch longer tutorial with lots more voiceovers and tips and techniques, why not think about the Patreon membership, and you can cancel anytime. If you'd like to see more videos and tutorials like this, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get updates of my latest videos. Thank you again for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.